Oh my god, we're doing this again. So, hey, I wanted to start a little project, hopefully a series, where I challenge my artist friends, or just artists in general, to draw makeup looks that they want me to put into reality. And I thought, because it was recently my partner's birthday, to start with them. So I had them draw me a look, and they're certainly putting me to the test immediately. I'm gonna put their look that they drew for me, I don't know, here, or like over here, or somewhere. But yeah, we put back the hair. I'm gonna pop in some contacts, and we're gonna get in some drag. Stay tuned. Alrighty, let's get right into it. So the first thing that we're gonna do is, it's important to prime your face, especially for heavy makeup. We're going in with the KimChi Chic, the Effin primer, and I'm just going to put that literally all over my face, everywhere the makeup is going, from forehead to neck. Next, I'm going to take this little sample of the POREfessional Benifit primer in shade 1C. I think it's called Ultimate. I would never normally wear this in drag because I think it is very not transfer proof, which is not great for performances, but we're just taking some nice photos, doing a little video, so why not? Had to do a few layers despite being branded as full coverage, but I'm also a drag queen, so who knows? Maybe I'm just particular about it. But yeah, we're just going all over the face, trying to hit every area. Next up for the base, I am taking the KimChi Chic The Most Concealer in shade Solid White. And I'm going in everywhere that I want those lightened areas. So that's in a little triangle under the eye, along the ends of my nose, bringing up onto my eye, the eyelid, so I can use it as a base, doing a bit on the forehead, a bit on the upper lip, a bit on the upper part of the chin, and I am blending all of that out as best I can. I will go in and add a few more layers under the eye because I really want it to be a stark white. Now that the basics for the base are done, I'm taking the KimChi Chic Puff Puff Pass in shade Translucent, and I'm going in basically all over the face, but I'm really pressing into those lightened areas that I just said a second ago. After we've let that sit for a bit, we're just gonna brush it all off, make sure that we get every single last little bit. We don't want any powder left on our face if at all possible. Now that it's all brushed away, I am grabbing the Flower Nose liquid blush from the Strawberry Cupid collection in shade 6, Rosy Madeleine, and I'm going in dotting that on my cheeks, like the high points of my cheeks, right by the out corners of my eyes, and then on the tip of my nose, and I'm blending that out as much as I can to give like that sheer liquid base. Once we have that liquid base laid down, I'm going to use this blush palette from Lovecraft Beauty. And I'm going to use the right two most shades. That's going to be, I think that's called Dauphine and Osalia? I'm so sorry for my pronunciation. But yeah, we're going to go in with those. And I'm blending out the edges and adding color to the liquid base that we just put down. Now that we have that pinky base on top of the cream that we put down, I'm grabbing the NARS Hot Escape Cheek Palette 3, and I'm using this orange shade, and I'm basically going in everywhere else that I just put. The image that my partner made has a more like peachy undertone to the blush, so I'm really trying to accomplish that. Next, we're gonna start carving out the shape that we want for our eyes with our interesting brush, and I'm just gonna let y'all see what happened. Now that that's all cleared out, We're going to take the Sunset Makeup Colorful Foundation in white. We're going to put some of that on the back of the hand, and then I'm going to go in with that angled brush, and I'm essentially just going to start carving out the shape that I want. So going down the edge of the bridge of my nose to create that like reverse contour look, and then bringing it up to create a faux eyelid as well. And this is where you can see it dawns on me that I totally forgot a step. So going back to do the step I forgot, I'm taking out the Flower Nose, that Strawberry Cupid collection, the makeup palette, which my partner got for me and I haven't touched until now because it's so pretty. And I'm gonna go in and do the step I missed. So I'm taking this deep red pigment and I'm tapping it into the crease of my eye and then buffing it out to blend into my blush. Then taking it underneath the eye, as well as the part that I missed, which is creating the shadow above the faux eyelid that I then have to carve out later, and dragging that down the bridge of the nose. Now that we have the shadows actually laid down, we're gonna do what I originally intended, which is taking that white and carving through the red, creating a new false eyelid. Oh. Anyways, so I'm carving that out, and then I'm just taking my sponge and I'm blending out the bits that I want to blend into the red. Now that that's done on both sides, you can see the vision really starting to come together. I'm going to grab the Ellis Atlantis palette. Love this thing. And I'm going to take this white shade, this one that is absolutely used and abused, and I'm going to set all of the white that I just laid down the same way that I put powders on top of my base, as well as help that white blend into the red better. I'm adding a bit more of orange blush to the tip of the nose to really round that out. But then I'm grabbing that Ellis Atlantis palette one more time, and in the image that my partner gave me, the inner corners of the eyes are shimmered. So I'm taking a mix of the shades The Engineer and Ethereal, and I'm just really packing glitter into that white. Next up, for the gold highlights, I'm taking the Morphe Outer Spice palette in the shade Gold Flavor, and I'm really packing that in on the cheeks, and I'm adding a little bit onto the eyes as well, and then down the bridge of the nose and the tip. So because I know I'm gonna have to break through these brows, I'm taking this like angled brush, I'm brushing through my brows, and then with eyeshadow, I'm taking the shade The Void from that Ellis Atlantis palette, and I'm really just making a suggestion of a shape, truly. It's not super, super clean. I'm just trying to get the job done. Next up, to create those slashes, I'm grabbing the Too Faced Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. What a mouthful. And I'm literally just drawing pretty much messy lines, kind of curved down through my brow. I'm gonna cut it with a white liner in a second, so like it doesn't need to be the most exact. Speaking of that white liner, I'm taking the NYX Epic Wear Waterproof Liquid Liner in white, and I'm literally just creating a line next to that like slash. Now the reference does have a little bit of gold underbrow highlight, so I'm just adding that in just real quick on the ends. So next up, with hopes and prayers, we are going to start on the liquid liner. So I'm grabbing that same Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid liner, and I'm kind of creating the base shape, and I'm thinking more like Batwing vibes. So a bit shorter for me, but like curved more upwards. And I'm creating those guidelines and then filling in after. Now that I have the base shape for the liner, I'm going in trying to do those like graphic bits. So again, creating that guideline and then the connecting lines and then filling in. And you can definitely see it's my first time doing it and it shows. The first one was a bit messy, but as I go along, I get a bit better with it. So once I have both sides on the top done, we're going to start on the bottom graphic liner. So that's first building the base along the lower lash line and connecting that to the wing. And then creating essentially like graphic liner lashes. We're doing 3 on each side. So once we're done with that, we can very much see it's not quite even. But you know, it's okay. Everything's okay. So we're going to take that white liquid liner from NYX again, and I'm going to create essentially highlights and carving out the different bits of the bottom liner, giving it more of like a graphic anime-ish vibe. And then directly after that, I'm doing that little curve on the inner liner that they drew. So now that we're all done with the eyes, yes, that means we can move on to the lips. And we're going to take that Ellis Atlantis palette in the shade Sensory. It's this soft pink. And I'm going to begin buffing out the sides of the lips. And once we're done with that base pink, I'm going in with this deep blue. It's the shade Eternal. And once we're done with that, I'm going to buff all of that out with this lilac shade called Illusion. I'm not gonna lie, at this point I was a little nervous. This combo had me a bit scared. But now we're gonna take that white liquid liner and create that kind of guiding, like, highlight bit to the top of the lip. And then I'm gonna rub out the very top to try and give it a more, like, ripply effect. Now that we have that white laid down, we are going to go in with our black liner and we're going to do those graphic lines. And I couldn't do the exact design my partner had made because I have these piercings, but I'm kind of doing my best to follow what I can, and I'm giving the guidelines so I can follow it up with some black liquid lipstick afterwards. So I very much forgot to record the bottom graphic liner, but you know, anyways, so once that's done, the next step is essentially just to fill in the rest of the bottom of the upper lip to kind of connect the top to the bottom. So to do that, I'm grabbing this Stay Matte liquid lip color. It's this like dollar store black lipstick, but it stays all day, kind of live. Yeah, just filling it in. Next for mascara, I'm grabbing this Ilia mascara. I'm not gonna lie to you, not my favorite. It is very not transfer proof, very not waterproof, but if you need your lashes black and long, she will get the job done. So I am literally just filling in all of my lashes with a ton of layers of this. So for lashes, I won't lie, all of it is like knockoff Amazon stuff, but I grab these Alley Crown Beauty lashes. They're like in packs of 36 or something, and I cut them into shapes that I love. And then this like off-brand, I think it's Tadaki eyelash glue, I'm putting it on the band, and then I'm letting it dry for a second, get tacky, and I'm putting it right where I want it, trying to angle the ends up. So now that the makeup is all done, I'm just using a fan to dry those lashes. I'm thinking about earrings. I have these gorgeous gold ones, but you know, my piercings are silver, the choker I'm gonna be putting on is silver, and I hold up these barbed wire hearts, and it just, yeah, it clicks. We're gonna be using these. So let's get into Geesh. Honestly, love how the look came out. I will say, main takeaways, for first time doing like graphic liner, kind of ate, but I can definitely use more practice. Like this is super inconsistent to this, and like the top of this is like perfect, whereas this is messy, and then this is stunning, while these are more consistently inconsistent, you know. love. The mouth really grew on me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little nervous. I kind of love. I think next time I would definitely choose a highlight, like a gold, that didn't have a more coppery undertone, because unless the light is directly hitting it, it does kind of just look like muddy. I think the brows could have been sharper. But other than that, like, I kind of ate that. I kind of did. So, if you enjoyed, let me know. Let me know. We feed off attention here. But yeah, have a lovely day. Have a lovely night. And don't be scared of makeup. Makeup's fun.